Hello, so today we're going to go over equations in two variables. So basically with this here, you're going to see equations with two variables, so two letters in them. So if we were given this equation, so 5x minus 7y equals 10, and we were asked to solve for y, what would be the first step that we do? Well, in this case, remember we want to make sure that we get y by itself. So the first thing that we could do is move 5x from the left to the right. So we do that. We subtract, since this is positive, we're going to subtract 5x from both sides. So these are going to cancel because they now equal 0. So now we are left with negative 7y is equal to negative 5x plus 10. So we still want to get y by itself. So we're going to divide, since this is like multiplication here, we're going to divide by negative 7. And when you get to the other side, we have to do each part by negative 7. Now this part here cancels. So left with y on this side of the equation. And then here, since these are both negatives, they're going to cancel out. So we're going to be left with 5/7 x. And since this is a negative, we can leave this as a negative 10/7. Okay, for this question here, we're going to be asked to find which one of these ordered pairs in the x, y form are solutions for this equation. So what we can do is actually just start plugging in these numbers. So we can go 7, negative 6, minus 5, negative 14. Then we can go through and do the math here. When we do the math here, we see that 28 does equal 28. So we know that this one, first pair, does work. So now if we plug in the second pair, so once again we get that 28 does equal 28, so we know that that ordered pair works. So let's move down to the next one. And already if you stop here before you even get down, we have 28 minus 50. Actually, you see that, it's going to be a negative number, so it cannot equal 28. So if we actually work this out completely, we get a negative 22 is equal to 28, which is not right, so we know that this cannot be one of the answers. So let's work through the last one here. So we have 49 minus 45, that gives us 4. 4 does not equal 28, so we know that this is not one of our answers. So we know that just these first two are correct answers for this question. Alright, so this question is going to be similar to the one we just did. So we're going to be asked, this here is going to be an XY form. And we're asked which one of these are solutions to this equation. So let's go ahead and work through this. So we work through this, we hit negative 55.5 is equal to 14, which is not true, so we know that this is not a possible answer. So let's work through the next one here. And since this is two negatives, you can change this to a positive, and then 4 over 2 is giving us 2. So then 14 is equal to 14. So this one is correct. So we can say that 1 is not a possible solution, but 2 is. Okay, so in this question, we are given the equation, and we are asked to find which of the pairs, so each one of these would be a pair, is correct solutions for this equation. So if I punch in B3, you do parentheses. Let's start with, if you look here, this one and this one's the same, these two are the same. So each of these have 2 in it. So we're just going to start from the top. And for x, we're going to put in, for 1, for y, we'll put in 11 plus 9. So we know that this is going to give us 3. So then this is going to be 3 times 11 plus 9. This is going to give us 33 plus 9. We automatically know, since it's supposed to just equal 33, that if you have 33 plus 9, there's no way it's going to equal 33. So anything that has the 1 for x and 11 for y, we can get rid of. So that would be this one here and this one here. So we automatically know that this cannot be one of our solutions, and this one here cannot be one of our solutions. So let's go ahead and let's work through the next pair. So if I'm looking over here at these, well, they both have this 8, 1 as a possible answer. So we can pretty much say that 8, 1 is going to work because both of the answers that we have left have it in it. So now we have 1, 8 and 2, 6 that we have to figure out if they're the correct answer. So let's go ahead. Let's start with this 2, 6. So 3 times 2 is going to give us 6 times 6 is going to give us 36 plus 9, which automatically there we can see that that's not going to equal 33. So we know that this cannot be one of our answers. That means this one here is going to be wrong. So we can really quick run through here and do 8 plus 1 and see if that gives us the correct answer. So we start off with our 3 times 1 times 8 plus 9. We're going to see if that gives us 33. This is 3 plus 8. 3 times 8 plus 9. So 24 plus 9. So that does give us 33 is equal to 33. So we know that this one is correct. So we can really quick and just double check here to make sure this is correct on here. But if you look, since we're doing multiplication, we can flip-flop these and still get our same answer. So even over here it's 8, 1, because this is all multiplication, we can do this in any order and we can still get the same answer. So we can know that right away that it's also going to give us the right answer. Okay, and so this one here, it says which order pairs in the form of xy, so x, so that's our xy form, are solutions for the given equation. So we can go through here and we can work through each of these. So we just have to plug in our numbers. So we'll start with the top. So we can have -5 plus 3. We're going to times that by y, which is a -7. And we're going to see if that equals 14. There's a -2 times a -7. And since we're multiplying two negatives, they're going to cancel each other out. So 2 times 7 is going to give us 14. So 14 does equal 14. So this one here is one of our possible answers, or is a solution to this equation. So here we can get -1 plus 3 is going to give us 2 times 7, which does equal 14. So we know that this second one is a possible, or is a solution to this equation. So we have 10 plus 3, that's going to give us 13 times a -2. That's going to give us a -26, which is not equal 14, so this one cannot be a possible solution. So let's make sure the last one either works or doesn't work. So we have 11 plus 3. We're going to multiply that by 1. So this gives us 14 times 1. And 14 times 1 does give us 14, so 14 equals 14. So this is also a solution to the equation. Alright, if you go through this and you're still having problems with working with the two variables, a lot of it is just substituting in the correct number into the correct location for each letter. If you're still having problems with it, please let your homeroom teacher know. Thank you so much.